Never mind Sister Act, she's more likely to be caught in the act. It is Denise Welsh. She's our very own Mother Superior. It's Nadia Sawala. Joining us from her home in Scotland, she's a creature of habit, and actually she did already have all these clothes. It's Kaye Adams. And apparently in control of all of this nonsense. See what I did there?
None.
It's me, Andrea McLean. Now, Kaye, we borrowed these. You know, I'm even going to take mine off.
Oh my God,
you actually had all this. What is your nun habit all about?
This is my nun collection.
Oh.
This is my nanagerie. I love nuns. I've always loved nuns, and I love dressing up as nuns.
What's the origin of the nun thing?
Oh, it's the sound of music. Sorry, Whoopi, it's not Sister Act, but oh my goodness, I love the sound of music. I love Fräulein Maria.
I love the sound of music, and it just meant that I like slightly bossy men.
I'm not joking. Kaye very rarely drinks.
With a whistle.
Yeah.
Kaye very rarely drinks, but if she ever has one glass of wine, the napkin, doesn't matter what kind of restaurant we're in, comes out and she's dressed as a nun.
We've taken ours off. Are you going to keep yours on?
Yes, look at her. She loves it.
Yeah, OK. All right, then. OK. You can explain to Whoopi while you're dressed.
All right, OK, I better take it off.
Take it off.
Whoopi's not going to be impressed.
It's fine. She won't have seen it. She has seen it. OK, we have been teasing you all show. And here she is, the proud owner of an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, a Tony, and most importantly, a Loose Women mug. Oh, yes, joining us from her home in New York. Welcome back to the show, Whoopi Goldberg.
Welcome back to the show, Whoopi Goldberg. I'm wearing the same exact shirt I had on.
I love that. And I know you've had a little bit of flack over there when you're hosting The View, in that you've been, recycling, some might say, some of your outfits, but good for you.
Well, I'm home. I don't know where people think clothing comes from, but at some point, if you don't have oodles of clothes and oodles of closets, you're going to see a couple of the same things many times. And so, they got over it, but it took them a minute.
It took them a minute. Now, Whoopi, obviously, you host The View, which is the same as Loose Women over in America. You sit in my seat. You do my job. But what is it like now hosting it all from your own homes? Because we're coming in and we're doing a mixture of in the studio and social distancing. You guys are all doing it remotely. How is that?
I love it. We started, doing the social distancing, and then it just got harder and harder. And then people got concerned because, last year I was very, very sick. And then it became about, do we want to, be out in the middle of all of this? And ABC was kind enough to say, listen, you should do it from your homes. And I was like, ooh, okay. Because, really, everybody always says, my God, I'm tired of going to work. I wish I could just have time to just do everything I want to do myself. Well, here's all the time to do whatever you thought you wanted to do. And then it turns out you don't want to do anything.
How has your health been, Whoopi? Because as you said, in 2019, you were really poorly with pneumonia and sepsis. And of course, in this country, some people got a letter saying that they were particularly vulnerable and they had to quarantine for 12 weeks without even going for a walk. Was it a similar situation over there in the US with people like you who'd been quite sick?
No, what they basically said is you want to keep yourself away from people, or you want to make sure you have on a mask. And, I'm a believer that if you're telling me that the way to get rid of this thing is for me to wear a mask and stay in my house, I'm not going to doubt it, because, this was insane. And I personally think that people like me last year had some form of this.
Yeah.
And it evolved into COVID-19. But this is no joke, because I was in the hospital for about a month. And, I'd never been that sick in my life.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So this is no joke. People are dying, and, we got to pay attention. And, of course, people say, well, we want to go back to work. We want to get out. We need to do. And it's like, yes, you do. But as they say, when you go to the seaside, I don't know if you guys have these things on the wall where it says no shirt, no shoes, no service. You know, you respect that because it's somebody's place of business. So you have to put the same thing in your mind when you think no shirt, no shoes, no mask, no service, you know, until we are to the place where we've got a handle on this, which could be a little while. But of course, the English have put together this dynamic group of people who are trying to find this vaccine. So I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled.
Whoopi, how have you been coping sort of emotionally with staying indoors? Because, you know, I think for all of us, it was all right at the beginning, like you say, you know, you had a little bit of time to yourself. But now as time has gone on, how are you coping with it?
Well, you know, I like it, but that's because I'm, you know, antisocial. But I feel like the best thing that I understand about this is that there are days when I just want to kick the heck out of my pillows. I just want to kick things. I want to stomp around and be, you know, and just scream outside. And I do. So, yeah, because there's no point in pretending I don't feel like that, you know? So I feel like you have to acknowledge, this is not easy. And this is not necessarily fun. And it's scary, you know, because, and thank God I'm not trying to educate a kid at home, because that poor child would never. No. Oh my God.
I mean, Whoopi, I really relate to that because, I mean, I'm one of these kind of stoic sort of people, and I must apologize for the nun outfit, by the way. And I zoned out because I took my earbuds out. I was so excited to get my habit off and not embarrass myself. But I guess that I have been a lot more open about my own feelings during this period as well, because usually I just keep everything buttoned down. But I really, I can't. Sometimes I just can't. And so for me, actually acknowledging to myself, I hate this at times. I hate this. And vocalizing that is actually a big step for me because I'm not that kind of person. So it's taken me aback. I mean, are you an emotive person by nature?
I don't think so. I'm very sort of even keeled. So what I discovered was there are just days, you know, and I guess when we're out doing our regular lives, we're able to push those feelings down and deal with them. But when we're forced to sort of deal with ourselves and look ourselves in the face, you know, and suddenly, you know, you can't color your hair or get a weave. You can't go out and socialize with people that you really don't want to go out and socialize with, but you have to. I feel like these are the days of our lives where we're facing truths about ourselves, and it's not bad. You know, I'm happy to say, I'm glad to know that I'm frustrated with this. I'm also glad to know that it's not going to lick me. It's not going to stop me from doing what I have to do. Acknowledge it, kick a couple of pillows, do some dancing, a little cha-cha-cha here, a couple of twists. Look at yourself in the mirror and go, ooh, you know, that's more backside than you had when all this started.
We were really looking forward to seeing Sister Act, but now I suppose that's not till next year.
Not till next year. And, you know, we waited as long as we could because we weren't sure whether folks were going to be able to come over and rehearse with me or I was going to be able to go out to you all. And the opportunity to come back and play there, you know, it's one of my favorite places. So I was bummed, but I am coming. So that's something to look forward to. And I'm coming with, you know, fun and joy. And I think people will need it by the time I get there.
Definitely theatre, because Nadia and I are both actors also, and we were saying, you know, my son is a young actor and it's just heartbreaking what's happened to the theatre. We were talking about it on yesterday's show. So I think by the time you come over here to do the show, we are going to be so celebrating being able to sit amongst people and just enjoy live performance again. It's going to be amazing.
I think it's going to be amazing for the actors. Excuse me. Someone I ate. For the actors and for the actors and performers, because people will want to see everything that's out there. So nothing will get unseen. Nothing will not be seen. And that's wonderful. You know, it's a time that feels like when we get to it, we'll be ready for it.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be making the adjustments as we must, you know. Will we always be wearing masks? Well, not forever. But, you know, it's really made people creative. There have been some fabulous masks out there.
And I think as well, you know, going back to the theatre thing, I think it's really easy to become blasé and complacent when you have all this wonderful choice. I think when that choice has been taken away and it's offered back again, I think people will be flocking to the theatres, which is a great thing. And Whoopi